difference does it make if you're a police officer, whether you offend one of the parties, if you're following the law and you were called to the house and you're supposed to investigate? I would think somebody who has committed a crime would easily be offended just by your presence.
Yes, they would. One of the things is by understanding these cultural things, especially in the Pacific Islander home, it helps it so that it doesn't escalate into further crimes.
Oh, so you're saying how you might handle that could affect further crimes?
Yes.
How so?
Because sometimes, typically, when officers respond to domestic violence incidents, it's one of the most dangerous crimes for an officer from an officer safety point. They have statistics that they report through FBI, through the UCR, that shows that during those domestic violence incidents or disturbance of peace, during those times is when officers basically lose their life or are
yes,
assaulted or
it
injured.
could be a very dangerous call for the officer.
Right, it's a very volatile situation. So my thinking in layman's terms is why I add more fuel to the fire when you're there. Because what happens is that usually the people, the offenders, or even not even those who are the offenders, it might be family members in there. The way that you may have spoken or the way you've handled the situation, now you got people fighting in the house, now you raise it to a whole different level. When in fact, if maybe, like for example, with the father, you can speak to him in private. Some officers don't do that when they go in. They may just do it by the book and like he's saying, but instead of giving them a chance to save face, as they say, or try to save whatever respectability that they have.
So how do you, Officer Eddie, when you're on a call like that, talk to the individual parties in private?
What I usually do, first and foremost, is officer safety is paramount going to these calls. But I always keep in mind, you never want to test their pride. And in the Pacific Islander culture, pride is it's kind of like the forefront of what they hold so close to, what they value. So that I keep that in mind, never test their pride. And usually, as I separate the party, I speak to them at the level that they would want to be spoken to. And I address their issues on what's going on, what's the concern. Is it more than just an argument? You know, now I'm getting into, I'm becoming a family member of the situation. So then as we sit there, we'll find out, we'll try to settle differences, find a fine line to sit at, and then I usually will speak with the second half of the party, excuse me, find out what's going on with her, find a fine line. And then what I try to do is mediate both groups prior to leaving the scene to find out what can we do to settle the issue. And then, like most officers, majority of our officers in East Palo Alto, we always do a follow-up to find out how the family is doing, what's going on after that, and just to make sure that we're still on that fine line.
May I add something?
Sure.
So say an officer goes to these calls to domestic violence and he does find that there is a victim in this thing, is what you're saying. Is the officer going to mediate and let it go? No, they're not. Well, but the thing of it is the manner in which it's handled. May it be that these people have a whole thing about their pride issues, so why can't we not take them in another room, talk to them somewhere else in privacy? And then even the tone of voice you use, the words you use, and those kind of things are very, very critical to the incident. It could be the difference between having a person talk to you and have a person fight you.